at all things going live. Appreciate you all being here. Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Welcome to my live stream. Let me know if you have any questions, my friends. My hair's showing up in the back. Hopefully, you all are doing well. Appreciate you all supporting the live stream. Let me know if there's any questions in the meantime. We're going to get started in just a few moments. So, this is my 4 o'clock live where we are talking all things going live and building community. So, feel free to ask questions, my friends. Feel free to ask questions. Let me know if there's any questions out there. Set up my screen. Hopefully, you are all doing well. And we're going to get started in just a few minutes. Let's see. Okay, appreciate you all. Appreciate the support. Hey, friend, how you doing? So, I'm going to say this out loud. Um, they told me to start paying attention to the ads. Start paying attention to the ads that come through for your live stream. Because right now the ads are running. And they said pay attention to the ones that YouTube automatically puts on your platform and the ones that are running for your platform. And so that's what I've been starting to do. And one of the ads that showed up, I've seen mini chats, I've seen Canva, and I just saw an ad. I was like, what company is that? I just saw an ad for Suno Pro. So what ads are you getting? What are they about? So really, you said, And they said, pay attention to the ads when it comes to brand deals. That's that is that So they said if you're thinking about brands that you could potentially work with, pay attention to the ones that they're posting for you. So I was like, interesting. I see you TikTok. I mean, YouTube. YouTube is trying to tell me something. Interesting, friends. I see you. But yeah, those are the ads that are running for me. What are you getting from me? What are you seeing? But yeah, this is my other page account, so it is seeing that for me. It'd be interesting if you're not seeing any of those ads, let me know. But yeah, they said pay attention to what ads are running on your page. I was like, oh, interesting. You should be seeing the same ads I see, I'm assuming. Let me know if there's any questions. Oh, you have the ad blocker. Interesting. As you start preparing to go live on different platforms on YouTube in particular, think about what ads, once you get that feature unlocked, what's showing up, what's showing up for your page. And, like I said, this backup account, I do see the ads on occasion. So sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't, but I do see it. But I need to start taking note of that so I can say, okay, as I'm growing, like what partnerships could I consider? So um soda, yes, I have it on Chrome. I don't have it on Edge, but I always forget to open YouTube Edge because it keeps it keeps making me log in again. Oh, okay. Interesting. Soda's gonna come on my live today. She has been still at VidCon. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can make that happen next year. I don't know if it's feasible or not, but because of the time of year, but I wouldn't mind being in that space. I'm trying to make sure I'm in a space that keeps me motivated and keeps me encouraged. I'm very much about like who am I surrounding myself with? Who am I talking to? What am I doing to stay positive about things too? I always wanted to go to VidCon. Yeah, meet you there. I heard that, friend. We put it out there in the universe. We're just gonna put it out there. Hello there, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, our circumstances will not look the same this time next year. Got me? It will not look the same. And so we're gonna keep growing, and going. All right. That's the whole goal here. Growing and going. So slowly but surely, we're making headway. Slowly but surely. Slowly. But yeah, we are doing it though. I'm excited about things to come. I'm not too pessimistic about it. I have a person, "Oh, nice." Same situation? Is this the same one or something else? Let me know. I'm excited for you, seriously. Um, yes. What is the guess for? Guess same? Yes, same. Same. Just put same. Um, I hope hopefully it's gonna be a good situation and everything's confirmed this time around. So, yes, okay, same. All right. Uh, you too. Awesome, friends. Yay, you too. For some reason, I don't know if that's true. I think you mocking my friend because tomorrow's Sunday. But with that being said, welcome to the room, friend. Oh my gosh. YouTube, you guys are funny. YouTube is interesting. I say that all the time. If not, good luck. Right. Good luck if you're telling the truth. Oh my gosh. So, and Janae, Janae, and I met, and she was so lovely. She shared her daughter's name is Jana. So she said it's funny, her daughter's name is Jana. So she gets a laugh every time I say that. And then it's Janae, Janae. So it, you said it's the same as yours. No. What do you mean? My name? What do you mean by that? Lisa? What are you saying? Janae. Hey, Janae. Lisa. Nah. Jana. Janae. Janae. I'm saying it right, yeah. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Now I'm about to go back and listen to my voice note to L. L sent me a voice note, and I said it correctly in that because I just got off the call with her. So now you got me confused in my head now. Say I'm saying it correctly. Say you're saying it correctly. So yes, I thought see now I'm confused by which name it is. You got me confused. So it's Jana? No, it's Janae. Did I say it right? Jana. 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 What was I just saying? Janae? Jana. See, now I'm confused. Lord, I don't have time to listen to your voice note. I just won't say her name. She ain't coming to my live today. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna listen to it afterwards. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going live. Jana. I don't know what I said. Jana. I think that's right. It's important not to get her. I know, but she laughed. She knows I'm confused. She said everybody does it to her. So I know I need to do better. I'm trying to be a good example, but she says everyone does it to her, so I'm not alone. This YouTube, just so that you know, we're gonna start talking about live streaming in a second. We're gonna start talking about live streaming in a second. So this whole live, this first fast forward if y'all here still to like 5 minutes away. All right. So thank you all for being here. We're gonna get going. TikTok live, live streaming tips. We are talking all things live streaming, how to go live streaming tips, how to go live on TikTok live. If you're new creators, come in. We're talking about how to go live streaming tips. Come in, ask questions, how to go live with confidence and ease. Come in. We are talking live streaming. Hey, pals. Daniel, welcome to the room. Others coming in. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to see how this goes. Thank you all for being here. Miss Lulu, welcome to the room. How are you, my friend? Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you all being here. We are talking how to go live. If you're new to the room, come in, ask questions. So TikTok has not pulled up my other page yet. Feel free to come in, ask questions. Thank you all for being here. If you are new, feel free to come in, ask questions. Let me set up my screen. I do not disturb. Thank you all for joining me. We are going to talk how to go live. My taps still aren't coming in. This is going to be another slow, sluggish one. So I'm not getting any taps. It didn't come in for like 5 minutes into the live. So, oh well, TikTok, be nice. Oh, now when I tap, I see the emotes. Oh, look at there. I was just complaining about this. I'm tapping my own screen. You guys see that? Let me know if you guys see it too. Do you guys get the new emotes? I was just complaining about those weren't there. Morgan, welcome to the room. Others coming in, appreciate you all coming through. So me tapping my own screen, it works. TikTok, you say you don't see anything? Do you guys, you don't see hearts popping up on the side? Those who are coming in, appreciate you. I see mine. Oh, let me know if you see any taps. You said your taps. You're tapping the screen, so you see your own taps. Your taps aren't registering because it's not moving. I only have 136 taps, and I think they're all me. Charm, welcome to the room. Others coming in, appreciate you all joining. Let me put a board up. I'm gonna share out my live as well. Let's get going, friends. We're gonna get going. We'll see if we get any kind of activity. Soda is gonna come in too, but if I stop, I see nothing on the side. Yeah, there's nothing on my side either. And my taps are not your taps are not coming through. Let me check and see if I see any taps from you. Zero. Nope, no taps. My taps on my page are not coming through either. Let me put on my agency page. You said, wow, TikTok. TikTok be nice. Zero. Zero for my page too. TikTok is like, nope, no taps for you, lady. Happened in Shayna's room too? Yeah. TikTok is making it harder than what it has to be. Thank you so much, Dami. Welcome to the room. Others coming into the room. Alphabet Rue, Damon Williams. Thank you so much, Miss Missy. Thank you so much for being here. And I actually had to manually update today. Did you? That was a first. Hmm. Hmm. Hello, friends on the hot seat. Hmm. Hey, friend, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Huh. Just saying, Samsungs think they all that. Thank you for sharing out the live. Hey, haven't checked my settings, so whatever. How you doing, spiritual? Welcome to the room, friend. How are you, friend? How is things going? Look forward to seeing you this week. Others come in our room. Shop with Jada. How are you, friend? Gina, thank you so much for being here. Well, your likes still aren't working, Miss Applejack. You know what? Thank you so much, RFL Wellness. Thank you so much for that, friend. Appreciate the support. I did not check before coming to this live. I checked this morning and it wasn't an update. But if you're saying there's an update today, I haven't checked since like 9:45. So, I don't know, it might be an update in there, but my heart's definitely changed. If you guys don't mind liking on the live, anybody in the room, I see different hearts now. That was not the case, a couple days, this in the morning live because I actually noted it. I mentioned it out loud. Those who are in the room, appreciate you all joining. We are doing Community Fest still, so we're looking for new follows. We have a goal of 33 new followers. We're at 27. We have a goal of 144 daily gifters. This is new people. We're at 86 and we're doing our live now. We did 142 minutes. We need 146 minutes, but we need 240. So we are going, friend. Princess, welcome to the room. How are you, friend? Thank you so much for chiming in. I appreciate you, friend, coming through. Those who are joining me, thank you so much for joining. We did just get the flash goal. Let's see what TikTok says. TikTok said 3 heart me's. Now, the people in the room, have y'all sent your heart me's? Y'all might have already sent your heart me's. So I appreciate it. If you have not, this is a great time to do it. Let me know, friends. Heal it. How are you, friend? Thank you for that heart me. We need one more brave soul. TikTok has been nice by making the bar fairly low. But I think the people in the room, you guys are already giving heart me's. But if you have not, this is the perfect time to do it. Lovely to see you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome too. I appreciate you all being here. Perfect time to do it. We got the Heart Me Go. So real question, do you like Community Fest this year or are you like meh? I am like meh. I am very much like meh. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Look at you, friend. Thank you all for supporting. I appreciate that. You guys coming in, giving your daily heart me's. So I'm definitely meh. Like meh. eh. Um, It was definitely more traffic, more engagement, more, fun in the sense that you got to engage with people you don't normally see, so it kind of compelled you to go to other rooms and connect with other live hosts. None of that this time. None of that. So, it is definitely, a thumbs down. Thumbs down. So we'll see what it looks like in the future. Hopefully they kind of rethink how it operated this year. I don't know if they saw as much traffic and engagement from viewers and stuff. So yeah, it definitely could have been a better showing. I do what I've said to people is that, you have to look at this from, what are some of the small wins? And it's been some small wins, some significant small wins, actually. Thank you so much, friend. How you doing, Emma? Welcome to the room. Um, and so just recognizing just recognizing that it could be better. Hey friend, how you doing? So I definitely saw, more small wins in the sense of hitting those goals for my room. The comment goal, the new friends goal, the new fan club member goal, some of that stuff I think is really, really important for you to note like, hey, you're not gonna get everything. So one of the goals was 212 new followers. I got 44 on one day. On a day that I think was really a low across the board for the live stream and for other lives on the system too, but it was 44 for the day, which is great. So I do see you say like yikes that it was 212 for the request and 44 of that too, but just recognizing those are wins. Thank you so much for that. I loved you so much. I appreciate it, friend. Um, and so we're just saying, we take it one day at a time. I think those are wins that you got to note and say, okay, here's something I achieved. We've gotten several times. We had over 900, 1,000 comments that were due, and we achieved it. We achieved it as a community. So I see that as a win as well. I can't even get one most days. Oh, really? um, so again, it just goes to, hey, Wani, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your friend. Thank you so much. Porch Talk with Pamela. Welcome to the room. Yeah, you said that's good. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I see it as wins. Happy weekend. Appreciate it, friend. I love it. Thank you so much for supporting that live goal. So, thank you, friends, for the community hearts, and I love you so much. Is Dr. L, everyone. Hello, friend. Hey. So, again, I see it as a win. Now, granted, you're right, getting one versus, and that's perspective because if you were doing that particular goal, it could have very well been that you were talking to your community, and obviously the threshold might have been less in terms of what you had to achieve, but just recognizing that where you go from 1 to maybe 5 in a day or 1 to about 10 in a day. That's great. That's a win. And that's where the perspective has to come in play. So, I do recognize that. I think it's a good thing. How you doing, Arday? Welcome to the room. I appreciate you all being here. If you're new to the room, put new in the chat. We did get our live goal. It was 3 heart me's, so we got it. So if you want to share your heart me, this is a great time to do it. You are my favorite room, and you all need to schedule a one-on-one session with Dr. Lisa. It's worth it. Thank you, friend. I'm gonna cheer to that too. Hey, I appreciate that. It's funny on my YouTube, I was saying, we were talking about the conference. We're gonna probably have Soda invite soon. I don't know if she's live yet. She might reach out to invite and join me because I know she's at VidCon, and so I would love to. chat with her, but I was saying with pals on my YouTube channel, I was like, "You know what? Next year I wanna go. We're gonna have to figure out a way to go." And I said, "I wanna surround myself with people who are gonna, keep me motivated, keep me inspired, keep me thinking beyond just my current state, like, have me think and dream bigger." And so conferences kinda do that for you if you really think about it. Not all the time, but it's about perspective, okay? So that's what we're talking about, a little bit about perspective, because I don't want you guys to say, "Okay, where you're at now is where you're gonna always be." There are so many different possibilities. So I wanna make sure I'm surrounding myself around people and places and things that are gonna help me think beyond my current situation. So, I'm excited if that is an opportunity that is really available next year for me, that I'm gonna try my best to do it. So, just wanted to make sure I'm thinking about elevation all the time. Thank you again for your time earlier. You're so welcome, friend. You were so welcome. I loved your live too. That was good. That was good, friend. Good to stop by. Um, that's what you are for me. Oh, appreciate that. Hey, Mary, how are you? Welcome to the room. Appreciate you being here. Others coming in and engaging. I love it. Continue to engage. Those who are joining us now, feel free to say hello, put it in the chat. We look at your level 5. That spark level up cake. Awesome, friend. Let's see. We 12 minutes in. The taps are not tapping the way they should be. My taps are not coming in. I don't know what TikTok is doing, but it's all good. So if you guys don't mind liking on the live, they gave us now the new Community Fest towards the end of Community Fest. But we got the Community Fest emotes going out, so, those little, charms there for the likes. Thank you all for being here. Let's see. Be back. Okay, Bryn, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Great. Thank you for stopping by last night. What a treat. You guys are so sweet. I'm so happy, Dr. Lisa. Tell me more. What happy about the level up cake? What else? Welcome to the room. Hey, new here from the UK. Well, welcome, friend, Sudsy Clean. Well, welcome to the room. Let me know if you have questions. And do you go live? Star Beauty, welcome to the room. How are you, friend? Welcome as well. Yes, the level 5. Appreciate you, friend. Jana. Jana. I just wanted to say it correctly. Please say I said it right. Did I say it right? In my head, I got so many names in my head. I don't know which one's right. I don't know which one's right. I'm just trying my best, friend. La la love, welcome. Yes, you did. All right. Yay, me. Your laugh is contagious. Thank you, friend. My pal's over here throwing, she got emotes, balloons, cheers, and stuff in the chat. You're welcome. Jana and I had a one-on-one today too, and I was like, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best. On YouTube, I probably bumbled it because Pals had to send me a voice note that I didn't listen to. So I appreciate you though. Um, thank you all for coming in. My new friends, if you're new in the chat, please come in and say hello. I appreciate you all coming in. Um, thank you so much for the what is that? What was that gift? That was interesting. A singing mushroom. I was like, what was that? Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. So we're going to talk a little bit about my board up here. I do anticipate, thank you all for coming. I do anticipate that we're going to have our friend Soda Pop, Soda. She's going to join us. She is at VidCon and she had gone to a couple sessions during the conference and she was going to come back and share. She was going to share updates about what was going on and what were people her session she attended was what was some of the key takeaways. So I'm excited about that. I tell you guys, I always want to make sure that I'm learning and growing from all of y'all because I learn from y'all too. Doc, welcome to the room, friend. Lala, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for chiming in and saying hello. If you are new, welcome to the great room of good friends to support your lives. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jana. Appreciate you. How you doing, Sonia? Welcome to the room as well. Others coming in, feel free to chime in. So I am. Let me make sure. Pamela, Porsche Talk with Pamela. What was I supposed to show? I was supposed to talk about something. Was it gift gallery? Let me know what did you want me to chat about? Because I said I was going to show something based on our one-on-one. I just met with Pamela, and so I wanted to make sure I honored, the question that I said I would show in my life. So what was that? Was it the I can't remember, was the gift gallery we're talking about at the time. What's up with tapping? Strange. Yeah, it's not working really. The taps are not tapping the way they normally do. And then there are new emotes. I don't know if you guys see it. There are some new ones coming up for it's not the traditional hearts. It wasn't that way in my 10 o'clock because I actually remember looking at it and saying, oh, the hearts never changed for me. But but they now have. Gift gallery and that viewer box well, this is the viewer box. This is the viewer box. So again, your viewer box, and this is the viewer box for Community Fest. So this is a template. I didn't touch it. I didn't change it. Char 81, welcome to the room, friend. Chess. Okay. Yep. Community hearts and diamonds are all together. Yep. That's it. Oh, yours are like they're mashed together. You mean? Is that what you mean? Interesting. On this one, they're kind of flowing. Yeah. Let me know if it's um um you said, live goals and gift gallery, okay. Um, that's what's happening when I tap. Yes, 8 more for 700. Hey, Tyler, welcome to the room. Um, yes, so that's the new, what is it called? Community Fest Hearts. That happens traditionally when we have the new campaigns. This should have happened earlier, though. So we're getting it super late in the campaign. It shouldn't be just now happening because the campaign's been going on for 2 weeks now. So this is super late, unless it's just for the global. I guess the global starts tomorrow. Maybe that's why, I guess. But yes, it's kinda late. Let's see. Let's see, you all. Appreciate you all being here. Great day to you. Thank you so much. That's what you said you would mention today. Okay, perfect. Never mind. It was my phone. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all being in the room. If you are new to my room, I say put new in the chat. We do a little bit of engagement. We had kind of a sluggish start. Our hearts are just now flowing through. We did get the flash goal. We got 3 heart me's. If you are, hey friend, if you have questions about going live, I do teach it. I want to make sure you guys understand some of the things that you can't say, can't do in your live. So that's today's topic. Had a little bit of off topic that we're going to cover. Thank you so much, Babe, for talks. Appreciate it. A little bit of an off topic where I wanna make sure I'm answering questions, but also, I when I meet with people, I just wanna make sure I show and tell some of the things that we discussed. So, gift gallery. So, do me a favor, I'm tapping, but they're not hearts that are going up. It's something else, but you're getting them. Yes. Yeah, it's the treasure boxes, the, hearts, the Community Fest symbol, that Community Fest heart, that's what's doing it. And I think if I was to be, you know, considerate of the timing. Hey, OMG, we're about to go into the global finale for Community Fest. It starts tomorrow, the 28th. So it starts at midnight tonight. And so because we're going in a global finale, that may be why we're seeing the new treasure, the new emotes. Again, I think they should have had it during the qualifiers. It just doesn't make sense that it's just now showing up. But the global finale starts officially tomorrow. So maybe that's why we're seeing it. Um, And so that'll run into July 2nd. So we'll see that going on. Thank you, OMG. Others coming in the room. Appreciate you all supporting the live. All support is greatly appreciated. We're gonna see if we get Soda to come in. She's coming in too. And she was gonna talk about her VidCon experience. That's a conference that is for like social media influencers, people who are primarily it started off with like YouTubers, but they also have other platforms and stuff that are present in attending. And she's networking, she's attending some sessions. So she was gonna come in and kind of debrief with us. She's been doing that the last couple of days during my 4 o'clock. So really excited to hear from her and kind of hear how it's going. She's with Carol West, who's also in the agency as well. Flourish, welcome to the room. I was just saying Soda's gonna come and talk about VidCon a little bit. So we'll see if we get her before at some point this afternoon. Um I lost in qualifiers. Does that mean I'm not part of the Community Fest campaign? We're all still part of the Community Fest campaign. So Community Fest, there's still other daily tasks you can do to get, other rewards, the smaller rewards. Quest mode now. Yep, quest mode. And, so I am thank you so much for that daily heart me. I have not been putting my halo on. I probably should, but it's all good. I have been looking at my tasks for today. We did get a lot of the tasks in my 10 o'clock live, which was great. We are looking for daily gifters. We need 144. We're at 97. So if you're new and you want to send a heart me, or if you want to support the viewer wishes here, this is a perfect time to do it. We also have to go live for 240 minutes. We're at 163 minutes. And then we need new followers. So if you have not followed and it says follow up here, this is the perfect time to follow. We need 33. So we're looking for three more. We have 30 so far. We achieved the viewer wishes as well as new fan club members. Those were the tasks for today. Yesterday, we had comments that were really huge for the room. So just know engagement matters. Thank you so much for that, Rose. I appreciate it, mid-century. Gentlemen, thank you so much for supporting. Flourish, thank you for that follow. You so sweet. Let's see. Did that matter? Let's see. Your follows always matter, friend. I appreciate the support. It did matter. Look at you. It went up by one. So we need two new ones. Two new more people. Two more people to come in that are new and supporting the room. You said you refreshed your commitment. Tapping is clapping. Support the live. I love it. Level 6. I am on a roll. Look at you, friend. Mary, 1 month in the fan club. I appreciate it. Thank you all for sharing out the live. I don't think I said that. If you guys don't mind sharing, you can add it to story. You can repost it as well as press down on the middle of my nose, my glasses, and do what's called a power share. Thank you. I appreciate it, Princess. Thank you, friend. I appreciate the support. So, really quickly, the gift gallery. Let me talk about this feature. So, if you guys don't mind putting the word box in the chat, let's put the word box in the chat. You guys are sharing out the live first, so share, 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 and then we'll do our little exercise of making sure we're doing some of that engagement. So when you put the word box in the chat, um, so Pamela, once you're ready, put the word box, and then I want you to click your photo. So once you click your photo, so click your photo, and let me turn my screen around so you guys can see the words correctly. So here, you'll see. I don't know why my league is not showing up, but it says, "This is you as a viewer. This is you as a fan club member." There's a box. I don't know why it's not showing up on my screen, but we'll go with it. There's another box that should be here. Should be 3. And so it's glitchy right now. So I should see a diamond box. It would show that I am a live host. Hey, Michaela. And so right underneath that is your gift gallery. Not there. Yours not there either? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. So in your gift gallery, this is a gallery that is preset by TikTok. And when you are, depending on your league, that's what that is right there, D5. Depending on your league, it will show your gift gallery. And so this shows my League 5 D5 gift gallery. I'm going to hit, let's view it. And so this is where you see, hey, 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 Michaela, this is where you see what level you're at. You're D5. In order to move up to D4, I need 2 more fragments. I need to go live. You only can get this when you're live. This is your live host level. They call it leagues. It goes from D5, which is the lowest one you can be in, and it goes from D5 to D4, D3. Look at you, behavior talks. I love it. I can see my gift gallery. Yes, you can see your own gift gallery. Yep. And then D2, D1, then it goes to C5, C5, C4, C3, C2, C1. Then it goes to B, B5, B4, B3, B2, B1. And then it goes to A, A5, A4, A3, A2, A1. So those are the leagues. Those leagues determine how you are performing as a live host. That is your live host leveling. Now, and it is based on a 24-hour clock. That clock is ticking. Each day it resets. So, depending on how you're performing in your live and how you're growing as a live host, it resets for you. And it will reset to either along this timeline in terms of what you did the night before. How did you end the night? Is what you're paying attention to. It's not all the things you did throughout the day. It's based on what your status is at 11:59. All right? So at 11:59, right before you go to the next day, it says, "Oh, did you go up? Did you get any of these credits, these fragments? Did you go down? Did you lose any of these fragments? Because you could lose them. What happened?" Okay? I made it from D5 to D4, Doc. I didn't realize that. See? That's growth. I don't want you to think that you weren't growing. All that is growth, okay? Now, honestly, and to be honest with you guys, D League is a little easier. So when it gets to let me say D5, 4, 3, those first 3 are a little easier. 2 and 1, then it starts to get a little bit more challenging because they'll change it a little bit so that you actually have to so right now, when you see 0, lose 0 fragments, if I drop down, when you get to 2 and 1, you could actually it'll say -1. You could lose it. You could lose it if you drop down under I think it's under 80%. And so just keep that in mind. There is a little bit of a moment that you're like, wow. You're like, you just changed the game on me a little bit because now almost puts you in a mindset that you have to go live daily so that you can maintain your league. So I don't teach leagues too early with my community because I want you guys to get overwhelmed by that and just quit and say, I'm not doing any of it. I need 2 fragments to go to C3. Look at you. I'm in, C3. I've been on the cliff a few times. Early in the year, I was C2, and I went to C5. Yes. So, let me show you guys that you could actually pin a sticker. I'm gonna pin a sticker for you guys. So, your girl is here. Your girl is a B5er, okay? B5er. So, this teaches you guys can see it in real time. So, it's 7 hours before we reset. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing, friend? So, it's 7 hours before we reset. So, granted, we're here now. I'm a B4. I need we just said it, 2 I'm missing 2 of those credits, so I technically need 3 to get to the next level. So, I have to get that many diamonds, that represents diamonds. Diamonds come from engagement like gifting, like viewer wishes, people support my live goal, people gifting in the gift gallery. Any of that gifting will bring this number down. We'll slowly chip away at it. And by 11:59, like I said earlier, so it was 12:59. So by 11:59, once we get to where this clock is at 0, basically, if we are close enough to this point, although the needle moves a little bit as the day goes on, because you're essentially competing with all the other live hosts right now that are in my league. So all the B4 people, I'm competing with them. And so as I'm competing with them, this needle, this gauge here, those diamonds, it actually increases because people are ranking higher. They're doing a lot more in their live stream. So that number grows. And so essentially, thank you so much, friend. What was that? That was the Star Guard. Appreciate it, friend. And so you saw the number go down a little bit. So just because of that gifting. So I appreciate it, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you for the daily heart me. And so throughout the day, I'm paying attention. I got essentially 7 hours to think about how do I do this? How do I grow? How do I bring that needle down some? And so some people will have their sticker to help have their room help them understand that they have a goal out there and then help them to support in terms of supporting. So you'll see that as well. Does 1 coin equal 1 diamond? I think the short answer is yes. I think there's a little bit of nuance to what a coin is, but yes, 1 coin equals 1 diamond. That's fair to say. When it comes to what is a coin is not 1 penny technically because there's discounts and some other things involved in that coin, getting that coin. But essentially 1 coin does equal 1 diamond. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much, friend. Oh, you're spamming. Um, let's see. Okay. I'm sorry, my chat was moving. Thank you so much on the YT. I don't know if I got what I needed. Thank you. You're welcome. Um, appreciate you all being here. Let's see. So as you are, let's see, my there we go. All right. So I think that worked. All right, friends. I'm sorry. I had to mute my people over here spamming my chat. So over here. So let me know if you guys have any questions about that. Thank you all for the engagement. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna hide this because it's all on my screen. So I appreciate you all doing that. And so let me know if you have any questions about that. I just wanted to kind of run through that. Pamela, let me know if that was at least a little bit helpful in terms of understanding how this works when it comes to the gift gallery, in terms of how the leagues work and how you're leaguing up. When it comes to the gift gallery, I think that was your other question. The gift gallery is set by TikTok. Now, what happens is that as people are gifting you from your gift gallery, they become a title gifter. Okay. And so you'll see where people will compete for some titles, especially when it comes to like the roses and some of the gifts that are in there that are not as high, not as big ticket items. There's some big ticket items in the B gallery in particular for me, but as people are gifting, they can compete for the title. You you as a live host, you kind of want to pay attention to who were the title gifters for your room throughout the week. TikTok sends you a report. You get a report to see who gifted you, which of those gifts you had filled, and who are the title gifters. Oh, wait a minute. Soda's in the room. Won't be able to go live for a while because it's loud and internet bad. Oh, bummer. Um, got so much I learned. Oh, really? Okay. All right. Appreciate your friend. Well, let me know. I mean, it's up to you. We can try to struggle through it, or if it's that bad, then I'm gonna trust your judgment. So let me know, friend. I'm excited. I was just giving a teaser about you coming in to share all the different updates. Um, and so I'm excited about hearing what you're learning. And, that's what we're doing. We're all here to learn. Why can't we move that box off the board? This box here, the viewer wishes box, you can, that can be removed. Is that what you mean? You can remove it. Um, so yes, thank you for teaching us, Dr. Lisa. It's really, it's really helpful. You're welcome, friend. Um, Maisha, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, others who are coming in. If you're new, put new in the chat. We can say hi to you. So do you just let me know whenever you're ready, friend. Um, and so when it comes to the gift gallery, you have what's called title gifters. So the title gifters are in a report that you're given every, pretty much like at 12:30, 1 o'clock, the next the Monday at the end of the week. So AM on Monday. And so you get that report, and in that report it'll tell you who's engaged in your live stream. And then with that information you can decide how you support them too. Thank you so much, friend. Because people are looking to obviously those are people who are looking to support you. And if they're live hosts, you want to get around and support them too. Okay, I can come up as a guest in like 10 minutes if that's okay. Sounds good. Perfect. Let me know whenever you're ready, friend. 300 minutes, princess. Thank you, Wani, for the glasses. I appreciate it, you all. Thank you all for the likes and the shares. And we're going to keep tapping. I think we hit some of our goals too. Let's check on our goals. We're going to have Soda come up. I'm going to talk quickly about some of the stuff on my board too. I wanted to make sure I kind of went through some of those tips, especially people who are looking for that information. So we achieved 3 of our tasks. We have 2 more left to achieve. We achieved getting 33 new followers. So we did get that. Thank you all for being in the room. Got 33 in a room right now too. Awesome. We got 9 new fan club members, which is awesome. We did set our viewer wishes. That was a task as well. And so now we're trying to get through the time. We need 240 minutes. We have 176 of those minutes. So that's awesome. And then we also need to get daily gifters. We need 144. We have 103. So if you're somebody in the room, you haven't grabbed your daily heart me, you haven't supported the viewer wishes, this might be a good time to do it. I'm just saying. So thank you all for supporting. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follow online. NP, welcome, friend. Those who are coming in, I appreciate the support. Thank you so much for the community hearts. I appreciate it. Why can't we move the viewer box off the board? Off of the board. You know what? That's where they plaster it. The most I could do is make it little like that. Make it not as long. That's all we could do. And that's for me. I guess that's individual. You guys could tap it to make it shorter, but that's it. Nope. So TikTok won't let you move it. And let me say this, you can't move it so I can move my board, but you can't move it also. It doesn't stay if you turn on your panel boxes. It actually occupies the same space. Thank you so much, Jana. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your friend. Um, let's see. So yeah, that's the one thing you want to keep in mind. It is there until TikTok says until you end it, and you have to move it. Or if you try to do a multi-guest panel box or co-host, so when Soda comes up, it actually will remove that board. Fox Girl, welcome to the room. Appreciate you all being here. So 6 things to not say or do when live. So don't make these mistakes is what is on my board. So let's talk through that really quickly. And as you guys can tell, I don't know if you guys see it, but I see the TikTok universe symbol. So let me know, Doc. I truly appreciate you. You're welcome, friend. Not a problem. Um, so Davis, thank you so much for being here. Others coming in. We're gonna continue to tap. We got that tapping going. So number one, the one thing I said earlier, we got through, we had so many other questions. So I didn't get through all of my 6. So I said, I'll bring it back today, this afternoon. So the number one thing is to not do, and these could cause a violation. So let me explain. There's a thing called restrictions and violations. Hey, Mayhem. Hey, friends coming in. I might have missed somebody. Thank you all for being here. So a restriction, I tell you guys, is like timeout. It's like being put in timeout. It's like detention when you were in high school or in school suspension. That's what the formal name of it. It's like having that experience. Hey, Doc. And so when you, well, thank you for the populist friend. So when you have that happen, you gotta sit in a room. You know, you're impacted for that day. Remember, if you remember back in the day. When it comes to, um, here on TikTok, it's for that particular live if you get a restriction. So that restriction is basically saying something happened in your live, something went on, you cannot, you cannot maybe your gifting got suspended. Maybe you are not recommended to the For You feed. So something is happening to that live for that particular day, that particular live session. So if you have another live, if you go and start a new live, then it won't be impacted. All right. So it's just for that particular live. So what I tell people all the time is make sure you appeal it. Do not just let that happen to you. You always have to appeal whether it's a restriction or a violation. Submit the appeal for it. Also, new here. How you doing, friend? Thank you so much for being here. Also make sure that you are looking at what the restriction was for. Okay. I tell you guys, these are like learning. So you don't want to make this mistakes again. So it's a learning opportunity. So I don't want you guys to get in trouble and do the same thing over again. Even if you don't know what it is, just pay attention to what they got you for, because that may be something you might need to do something on the back end to resolve. Maybe you need to turn on your content disclosure. Maybe you need to turn on the audience control. Maybe you need to remove your link from your bio. Thank you so much for that daily heartbeat, friend. And so keep that in mind. Thank you for the follow as well. Keep that in mind. So it's actually telling you to do or not do something. Okay. Hey, well, Plex, welcome to the room. Thank you for the daily heartbeat. The other thing is violation. So what we're going to talk about with these 6 things is really for someone who got their live taken from them. So maybe they are suspended. So this is like when you think about high school again, you get into a horrible little fight at school. Okay. And you get suspended. You can't come back for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. Same thing here. Something happens in your live stream, they can give you a violation and you have to sit out. So you cannot come back, go live again until that violation has been lifted. And so you're going to be careful and mindful of what you're doing and saying. So that's what we're talking about here. I don't want you guys to get in trouble thinking that it's acceptable for you to do stuff that you can do out in the streets. and you can't do it on these TikTok streets, okay? Um, Somebody's comment got filtered, so I don't see it. If you wanna reword it, go ahead and try it again. Thank you so much, friend. Appreciate you being here. Whatever that last comment is, I do not see it. I see hello from Wellplex, and that's the last thing I see, friend. So keep that in mind. Thank you for the sound glasses. I appreciate it, friend. Keep that in mind that you wanna make sure you are also appealing. Okay? So if you get a violation, you gotta appeal it. And let me say this, if you're in my agency and you get a violation, you have to appeal it first because they won't let me do anything. You have to say first, "Oh, I appealed it." And sometimes they'll remove it so I don't have to do anything. They accept your appeal. But if I have to intervene, I only can intervene after you've done something. Okay? So you're the first pass. So let's talk through some of these things that you cannot say or do while you're live. Thank you for the populars, friends. I appreciate the support. So if you are live, all right, if you are live, you cannot live stream on your live any broadcast, live broadcast like World Cup. People are doing the World Cup, soccer games right now. You cannot broadcast that. Okay. That's not something you can do from your live stream. You don't have permission to do that. You have to get permission from those networks that to make sure that you can broadcast their show. So you have to and oftentimes written permission. So make sure you are aware of that. You just can't stream somebody else's content. Um you have to make sure you wanna make sure if you're reposting that you are not reposting someone else's content. My friend got suspended for a week, got that. Oh, they were doing that for World Cup soda? Yeah. Let me know if it was because of the networks. I mean, the sporting events. But yeah, you can't do that. Yep, suspended for a week. I think it is a 7-day suspension for NFL. Yeah. Yep, sporting this, NFL game. You cannot do that. So just keep that in mind. Davidson and Anita, appreciate you. So that is you said, wow. Yep. So I say that to you all. I know you guys think it's innocent. You think, oh, it shouldn't be a big deal. It is a big deal. You have to have permission. They actually, and we know that they say it in the commercials all the time, or in the beginning of the broadcast, and I think at the end. Wait, I thought we were allowed and encouraged to repost content we watch. Not if it has a logo and a watermark. Did I finish my thought on that? Charm B, welcome to the room. Mind your TikTok business. I know that's right. She went from A League to B League because of that. Ooh, yikes. Poor thing. Oh, she dropped. Yeah. Remember I told you guys the leagues are 24-hour clock. She got suspended for 7 days. She wasn't doing any live streaming. So she missed all that time. Yeah. So keep that in mind. You cannot stream other people's you can't repost other people's content. It's unoriginal content if that content has a watermark or a logo on it. And watermarks can also be TikTok watermarks. Because sometimes people will reshare repost their own content thinking it's okay on another page, and that logo watermark is showing. And you're not supposed to repost that. You gotta, download it correctly without the watermark, and then maybe you could re-upload it, change it a little bit, do a stitch or whatever. I'm not sure if you could do stitch. Maybe it's just that you have to re-upload it. But again, you can't do it if it has a logo or watermark. And some of the sporting events do have that on it on purpose. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to charge my phone. So yeah, some of that stuff has it on there on purpose. Hey friend. And so keep that in mind. You want to be careful about reposting other people's content with watermarks. All right. Let me know if there's questions about that. I know sometimes it's confusing in terms of what's allowed and what's not, but let me know if you guys have any questions. All right. Hey, Davis, thank you so much for being back. Those who are coming in, appreciate you all. So, other things you cannot say or do, cannot say or do. So, do not post unoriginal content. It has to be your content. All right. Next thing, when we're thinking about these sporting events on um, intentionally, a lot of times people have their favorite team. You have your team you're rooting for, and then maybe there's a rivalry. there's a other team, the other team, the opponent that you're like, I don't want them to win, you know? And so as you talk about it, you could cheer for your team. You can kind of root them on. You could do all the things to make sure you're excited and supportive of your team. But what you can't do is use disparaging, hateful speech towards another team. Gotta run. See you soon. Okay, friend. You cannot do that. That's a no-no. So you can't talk about another team. You can't say anything that's harassing sounding or bullying. That's a no-no. You cannot do that. Um, I'm gonna and hateful behavior too. Like people are doing things where they're hitting opponents, they're joking, like in a kind of a more they're teasing, but it's kind of harsh and violent sounding. You cannot do that. Okay. You know how you might be tearing your teams like, oh yeah, we're gonna crush you, we're gonna do this. And you're saying something like really sounding severe. I did that mildly, but just recognizing you got to be careful about how you say things or what you're saying. It may seem fine because you're cheering your team on. Oh wow, there are lots of rules. Yeah. So you may think it's like a big no big deal. You guys are just kind of playing around and joking. No, if you say that here on this screen, TikTok's like, well, wait a minute. What you gonna do to them? What's happening? Oh no, we don't do that. So yeah, you got to be careful about what you're saying. Um, and like how you're talking about teams too. You're saying words that maybe are offensive. Okay. Hey Sabrina, how you doing, friend? So you cannot say words that are offensive. Like you're thinking like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. We were just joking." No, you're saying you might be using slurs or hate speech and thinking it's okay. No, you can't do that. So think about your word choice. Think about how you're saying things, what you're saying. All of that plays into if it's going to be permissible or if you get a violation. All right. Um, I'm gonna add to this category too, in terms of um, thinking very intentionally about what you're saying. We talk about harming others or harming ourselves. You guys know what I'm talking about? Self-harm type stuff. You got to use the word unalive if you're talking about that. Don't use the D word or the S word in terms of self-harm to yourself. Don't use those words. Don't use those words when it comes to like killing something or someone. Don't do it. All right. So again, the word choice matters. And you might be saying it jokingly. TikTok don't know if you're joking. Okay. TikTok don't find it funny all the time. Thank you for the roses. Thank you everybody for engaging. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for supporting this live stream, the populars and the Dr. Lisa Cares. Thank you, friend. And so keep that in mind. I don't want you guys to get in trouble because you're like, oh, it was super innocent. We were just saying this, that, and the other. It does not see it that way. Okay. And all the platforms, you have to use the word unalive. So you got to be careful about what you're saying. So that's the way they talk about it. Thank you, friend. I know S word, but not D word. What did I say? Did I say D word? Oh, D word. Um, death. I'll say that word, but don't say it in context of anything or the DI. Okay. Yeah, you can't say that. Exactly. They listen at you. Oh yeah. Oh, never mind. I got it. Yeah. So yeah, you got to be careful about how you say things, what you're saying. TikTok's listening. Okay. Does that mean in all languages? Because you can say passed away. Can you? I don't know. Um, yeah, I think it's mainly the D word. And then I don't know in terms of translation and how does that work in other languages. I would imagine it's all similar. Uh, yeah, because TikTok is global. TikTok is super global. So I think I would imagine it knows other languages too. You can say on a live, I guess. Yeah, I hear it a lot. Yeah, that's the word people say. Yeah. So TikTok says a live Q&A on TikTok's community guidelines asks about content or account policy, I guess. Yes, they have the same rules in other languages. There we go. Soda just verified. Yes. Same rules in other languages. So just know you got to be careful about what you're saying, even if you think it's innocent and you're not saying it that way. I had a creator, I'm going to use the word unalive, but she said something else about her artwork. and she was just simply talking about her artwork and not liking it and whatever the case may be. And so the way her word choice was talking about this object, not a person, but an object. And TikTok was like, "No, you won't talk about that object that way either. You gotta be careful." Okay. Thank you so much, friend. Appreciate the support. Okay, I'm in my car now. I can come up when available. Okay, give me about let me 5:25. Give me 3 minutes and I'll talk about these last couple. So Soda's going to come up. She's going to talk about VidCon. So if you guys are here, it's exciting. Oh my gosh, she's there. So give me 3 minutes. Let me talk about a couple more things. So the other thing I want you guys to think about is dangerous behavior also when it comes to doing challenges. Some of the people have challenges when you're around family and friends. You're going live on TikTok and you're like, hey, we're gonna do these games, we're gonna have some fun family games and stuff. Anything that's dangerous you can't do. So I got a violation of being on a panel while driving. Yes, that's dangerous behavior. So you can't drive and go live and talk on the phone. So that's dangerous behavior. So a lot of times if someone comes in your box, your panel box, thank you for mentioning that, Pamela. That's a good one. If someone comes in your panel box, so Soda's about to come up in my box. Soda is not going to be in her driver's seat. Soda's not going to be sitting with her even in the passenger seat. She's not going to be sitting with her seatbelt on. And her car is not going to be moving. Soda, did you hear me, friend? Um, didn't she say she's in her car and wanted to come up now? Yes, I'm having you gonna have your camera off? Okay, she's gonna have her camera off. Okay. But no, she could have her camera. She could have had her camera on just so that she's not actually looking like she's in motion. That's the main thing. So now that she's looking as if she's about to be in motion, she could be camera on, seatbelt off, passenger seat, not behind the steering wheel, and obviously not in motion. So that's ideal. But if she is in motion, yes, her camera should be off. So like say hubby's there and he's driving her and he's moving and driving and stuff. You want that person to have their camera off. So that's what's happening. Um, so when it comes to um, dangerous behavior, driving is one of them. When it comes to, being, let me look at my notes real quick. Fireworks. I was about to say that because 'cause we're about to hit the 4th of July. Fireworks. It's okay to have fireworks in the sky and you're showing it, but you cannot show the fireworks being set up and you're lighting the fireworks and running for your life away from the explosion. You can't have the kiddos around trying to figure out, "Oh, what's gonna happen? No, all that is dangerous." So, cliff driving live is a no-no. Yes, cliff diving. Yes, yes. So you cannot do that, all right? And then I was about to say when you're at home and you're having party games and you're doing all this stuff, and maybe you have a challenge where people have to beer chug or anything like that, you can't do any of that. You cannot do that on live. You cannot do the hot chip challenge, those type of things. That's kind of dangerous too. You got to be careful about that. And then the parkour, people flipping off buildings and stuff like that, can't do any of that stuff. So just saying things that people would do that think that it's acceptable, that stuff is not acceptable. All right. Especially when you get around friends and family or you're hanging out because of a big sporting event or something. You got to be careful about what you say and do. The other thing I wanted to talk about, thank you so much, friend. The other thing I want to talk about really quickly before our friend comes up is regulatory goods and services. You got to be careful. Hey, daddy's daughter, you got to be careful when it comes to drinking alcohol, drinking period, but I'm sorry, drinking alcohol period, but also drinking when it comes to not knowing what's in the cup. So I have my little cup with my straw here. I don't drink on camera. I usually lean over and take a sip because TikTok doesn't know what's in that cup. That cup has a straw. It's not see through. It's my water, my lemon water. That's what's in it. But TikTok don't know what's in that cup. So I've seen people, I keep hitting my microphone. I've seen people get in trouble because they don't know. And so coffee, tea, my water, cups like that, I usually just lean to the side, take a sip. I don't have it on the camera. So I would encourage you to be mindful of what people around you are doing. So as you're streaming and you're out and about and people are drinking and having a good time and stuff, you can get in trouble for that. Your stream can get shut down. I'm new here and I've been and to being a creator. Glad I found you, Dr. Lee. Oh, you're so welcome. Threshold NYC. Welcome to the room, friend. And so just keep that in mind. I don't want you guys to think like, oh gosh, well, it should be okay because I'm not doing it. Who's ever in your camera, in your multi-panel boxes, you're responsible for them. They're in your live home. This is your house. So you invited them in, whether it was a guest or your background, you invited them in. So you got to be responsible for them. So a couple things you want to keep in mind also, other violations that people are not totally aware of all the time is body exposure and sexual behavior. Again, if you're streaming, you're at a party, you're dancing, everybody's there having a good time. Be careful about what you're showing. If you're showing people who don't have a lot of clothes on, they're scantily dressed. It could be a problem. TikTok does not like a lot of skin, so be careful about that. Tank tops, tube tops, strapless or little thin strap shirts and dresses and stuff. Usually it's towards women, which is a bias, but it is the case. So you got to be careful about what you're showing and who and what they're showing as well. They can have a lot of body exposure. And so be careful about people adding clothes on and taking clothes off in your live stream too. So if they're going to put a jacket on, just make sure that they maybe come off camera, turn their camera off, put their jacket on and do something like that. And if they're taking stuff off, don't do it on camera either. All right. But you post 25 years and older allowance sometimes. Let me know what you meant by that, friend. Let me know. 18 years and older in terms of being on your stream. You cannot have minors, even if they're 17, even if they look old. No minors on the camera. So make sure you don't have minors. That's a big one that people overlook often. Um, Let's see. What shouldn't I say in lives? Hey, Wave. What shouldn't you say? Like earlier, I was talking about the bullying, harassing speech, hate speech. Try not to use that word too much. I would say, like, but don't say the other words. Try not to use it. Oh, good tips. What's the difference between TikTok's regular app and TikTok Pro app? You know what? I don't know anything about the Pro apps. You're the second person that has kind of mentioned that. I haven't heard anything about Pro. Mm-mm. I don't know anything about it. I'll look on my listserv for agencies and see if people have been talking about it, but I don't recall. Only time I've heard it is here in the live stream. Someone put in my chat like you did, but I haven't seen it. I searched for it myself. I didn't see it in my Apple search for new apps. So I'm not sure what that is. You said I have Android. I downloaded it. Maybe it's a down Android thing. I have no idea. Anybody in the room heard about it? So let me you said yes. So do you think it's an Android thing? Let me know, Sabrina. What did you mean by yes? Let me know if there's any questions, other questions about it. Be careful about what you say, saying stuff. Like I said earlier, don't say anything that sounds harmful to yourself. The S word, don't say it, or harmful to others. Don't talk about stuff that sounds very self harm or harmful to others, violent, don't do it. DV, don't talk about it on here because again, that's triggering and the algorithm does not like it. Yes, I think it is Android. Okay, you think it's for the feature for Android. Gotcha. Okay. I am an Apple user, so maybe that's why I didn't see it. It would make sense because the Androids, I have to admit to you all, there's some features I don't think you guys get access to. So maybe that's what they're trying to resolve. Okay, my friends, let's do this. I'm gonna call up my friend Soda. She's gonna talk about VidCon. It is it is going on right now and she is there. So let me do this. Hey friend, if you're in the room, feel free to stay. Let me know if you guys have questions. Hey friend, let me change my layout so you can be right next to me. How's everything going?
conference every year in Anaheim, California. It's right across from Disneyland, and it's everything video creation and social media. Um, and so it's usually hosted by the YT. This year it was hosted by, like, its main sponsor was an AI agent company. I'm not going to say names on here.
Okay.
But yeah, so there was quite a bit of AI stuff, but it was still like, and it was very YT focused, but like, oh my gosh, it was like my brain is like on overload a little bit of like all the things that because you're talking with people with like millions and millions of subscribers explaining their thing, but you're also hearing from people who maybe are just a step ahead of so like there's this wide range. And in addition to the panels, like today, I spent a lot of time in group sessions and meetups for neurodivergent creators. So we were all just talking about strategy. I don't really follow a lot of big influencers, but two that I've been following for about a decade help with my own like journey with understanding being neurodivergent and everything. We did a panel or like a discussion with them, and they were talking about, with being neurodivergent, we have different ways of doing things, and a lot of the advice that's given doesn't really work from us. So hearing people like finding these groups, they had like a group for Latin creators. They had one for Black, like different people who have specific needs that other people might not understand. They had these meetups.
Okay.
And I think that was honestly like even more than the panels and the discuss, what are they called? Like the keynote speakers and stuff. Being able to meet with people who have similar challenges and exchanging information and doing future collabs and stuff like that was probably the biggest thing for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So that was outside of the panel. So you got a chance to do meetups with different groups.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So okay, well tell us some key takeaways from the day.
Yeah, so one of them that they were talking about was about making sure that when creating your initial idea, making sure that you aren't going to box yourself into something. So, for example, one of the creators that I've been following for the last decade, her thing is How to ADHD. And it's about how the ADHD brain works. And she was like, I've been doing this for 10 years. I don't want to talk about how ADHD works anymore, and I painted myself in this corner of only talking about this one thing. And so they're talking a little bit about early on, kind of expanding to, making sure that you aren't only talking about that one thing. So it's easier to expand because it's easier to expand early on in your journey than later on when you've been doing this one thing for so long. Making sure you have that. They were talking a lot about how, so a lot of people will use AI to write their scripts for them. And they're talking about how the algorithm, especially the YT algorithm, can tell, it has technology to tell if it's likely that you are using AI to write the scripts, because the AI, in order to write the scripts, it scrapes a bunch of the YT scripts and makes it something that would be relevant to you. And they were talking about one of the things to help it not be labeled as AI is when you are, like he was talking about how he was at the airport and he was having like a panic attack because he forgot his nail clippers. And he was like, I can't do that, and he was like, okay, this is an example that other people might relate to, that are in my community, and having relatable, real life things that are going on is one of those things that the AI, is not going to create for you.
Right.
In most cases. So he was talking about how when you are showing real life in the moment types, that will mark it as not an AI thing.
I
Right.
love
And
that.
so they really want on TT and other platforms, they really want more educational stuff, right? And they have someone, I was talking with someone who does okay, 1 minute, sweetheart. Um like someone who does here on TT, someone who does information um, about autism and ADHD and a lot of that kind of stuff. We're going to do a live interview in a couple days, so you'll be able to hear from her. But her main stuff is with the content that she does. It's educational content. She has like 100,000 or just under 100,000 followers, and so she's like monetizing everything. And she's telling me about this group she's in that's for and it has like big creators with like millions and millions of followers too in this group, where they want people. TikTok is specifically looking for people who give educational content because they want, kind of like how the live stream agencies, how they encourage a live stream. You go to a live stream agency so they could teach you how to do things properly.
Right.
And
You said TikTok. Did you mean YouTube
not
when you said that?
no, TikTok specific. I'm going
Okay.
back and forth between
Okay.
TikTok
Okay.
and
Got you.
YT.
All right.
So TikTok, apparently, maybe you know about this too, but this is more on the content creation side.
Okay.
They have a program. I don't know if it's like directly with TikTok or partnered with TikTok, but specifically for people who does educational content, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, right? And so they want people to join these kind of agencies and or organizations that help monitor to make sure that you're doing accurate information about that kind of stuff, because they're really, you'll notice that they have now the STEM whatever feed, like the educational stuff is really really growing on TikTok.
Right.
So, all right,
Okay.
so
You're right.
liking education someone to how to be a child care provider. Yeah, so giving that information, that factual, because a lot of people will say their opinions, and they don't want just opinions. They want like stats. They want information,
She's talking
right?
about here.
And
You see where it says
so,
STEM? She's talking about that feed.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, thanks for showing that.
Yeah.
Um, and so, in order to be like on that STEM page, I believe from what I understand, you have to be verified. You have to have that information where they make sure that you're quality, because they really, really want that kind of information, because there's a huge misinformation, thing on here. And then, because if you spread misinformation when you're, in this program, then, you could get kicked out of the program. Right. And so it's an encouragement to make sure that you do accurate information. So if you are doing educational stuff, I'm going to be talking with someone sometime next week. We're going to collaborate, but because she doesn't really do live, she mostly does content. So I'm going to kind of introduce her a little bit to doing lives by doing this interview with her, and she's going to teach us more about that educational side of it.
She said behavior talks. I agree with that. Having creators upload their credentials, their academic credentials, and other certifications and stuff. That's a great idea. Um, I know there's also, from a content side, there's also a YouTube TikTok partnership where they're looking at if you have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and you can get into what's called a specialized rewards program. I think that's what it's called. It's not called Creator Rewards, it's called Specialized.
Yeah,
Is that it? Oh, you broke up. Oh, you broke up. What did you say? No.
a bad
No, you're in a bad
area.
area. Yeah, you're in a
But
bad
yeah,
area.
a little bit to
Uh,
the P.
oh, you broke up so bad. What did you say? I think you're
Can you
talking,
hear me now?
maybe. Say it again.
Be able to hear now? Yeah,
Kinda.
I'm going under it, and so
Okay. Give us a second.
um,
You give her a second. She's driving. She's in a vehicle. Oh, I don't know what to say. TikTok. I was trying to explain it, but she's not on camera. Okay, I think we can hear you now. Okay, let's.
I'm being very safe.
All
I'm
right.
being very safe.
So what was you saying? You said
Yeah.
that's the program that you were talking
Okay.
about?
So I'm gonna ask her. I'm, yeah, I don't want to touch on that because I don't want to any misinformation about it. But I'm gonna be talking with her specifically about that. So I will let you know when I do that. To talk a little bit how she's mostly on TikTok and kind of working on that transition to YT because she was invited to a special program.
Yep,
I
that's
think
it.
that's what she was invited to, the one you were just talking about.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so and she had like a whole team and everything that where they like help you create the like you end up having because she said that they reached out to her and like they have like a whole team that helps you get started over there.
Okay.
And make sure all your resources and everything are correct, because again, the same thing with YT, they want accurate information. So those are the two big things that they're looking for is accurate information and like storytelling and real life examples, because again, that AI thing, so many people are just posting these AI scripts.
Right.
And they don't want to push that out as much. They want situations where there's, real life in the moment. Oh, this is what I'm going through right now. Can you relate to this kind of thing? So, that was a really big takeaway as well.
Yeah, Misty said, I would love to see about teaching others the proper way to do your job in the childcare industry. Okay. So, I mean, really what Soda's saying is that there's a need for that type of authentic content so that you're creating content that matters to your audience, but also high quality, as well as you're being, if you're gonna create something, maybe create something that can be used beyond just the current here and now, that it can evolve into something even greater. Is that what you're saying? That was one of the takeaways, Soda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I think we mentioned this a little bit yesterday, is when people are looking for brand deals, the two most important things for you to have in the bio is your location and your email.
Yes.
And if you don't have those two things, it will often skip over you because like they go through so many, and just having those two things. And I know you only have a little bit of space in your bio, but having those two things will make a huge difference as to whether they will reach out to you or not.
Okay, that's good to know.
So that was some insight from someone who is that person who does the brand deals. They're also talking about how stuff that you've done in the past definitely affects, like, we might think, oh, that person was just starting out, we'll be careful, like, we'll give them grace. But as someone looking for branding partnerships, they do look at that past stuff, and they will, judge you on that. So if you do like risque stuff right now, like, just know that even if you don't do it anymore, they are going to look at some of those older things to make sure that you fit the brand, right? And so just be very mindful of that if you do want to do brand stuff in the future. If you are talking about controversial stuff, just to be aware with that. Not saying never talk about controversial stuff, but just know that unless you're like going to make that your brand, like it's one thing if you are like an activist account, but if you are, just talk about something else and then you say something like very anti like something, but that's not like what your brand is about, to be aware of, certain brand deals and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's almost. my former life, I was a career educator. So we would tell the students that, be careful about how you're showing up on social media, what you're doing, the parties, the solo cups, all that stuff. And then you're trying to be in the job market.
Yeah.
And so, same concept. Like, if you're started your page off as maybe something that was a little bit more radical, or, conspiracy theorists, or some angle that maybe it doesn't represent who you are today, um, that content is still out there. And so they will research it and see if they want to bring you on still.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then another big thing was, again, like going to this thing, you're talking with people, you're in these small groups, like when you are, because there's the keynote speakers, there's the panel conferences, then there's the roundtables and the meet and greet. So there's different styles of meetups. And when you are in either the roundtables or the meet and greets, you could be talking with someone with like millions of subscribers or followers or whatever, and you don't know. And people are just like, a lot of these bigger creators, they love just talking with smaller creators and helping them out, and doing these kind of things. So like, I chatted with some people with hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're like, yeah, I'd love to do some sort of collaboration with you. And they love, when you meet them in person, it's so different than just like connecting on the platform. So it's an amazing place to be able to just make those connections, and people who genuinely want to help others succeed, that have that similar some of the similar pain points as you.
Gotcha. So when everything's said and done, I mean, with the YT in particular, are they doing anything that's like unique in terms of making sure that there's more visibility? I've heard the algorithm has changed over the years. What
Yeah.
was it? What was YT 10, 15 years ago is totally different today, obviously. And so, what are they saying like the future of this looks like?
Well, a big thing is that now they have the AI to tell you, like if you're doing a video about gardening,
Mm-hmm.
it knows through the AI that you are doing a video about gardening. You don't even have to write about, like, say that it is. So
Right.
that can help with getting it to the right people, and making sure you still want to absolutely make sure you have your SEO and everything set up to make sure it does go to the right people, but making it very obvious. People want to see like a visual, like it helps to have a visual of what's going on rather than just the talking head, and for the AI aspect too, because that
Mm-hmm.
will double ensure that it is, about gardening, because
Right.
it sees, not only does it have the SEO about gardening, but if you see the actual garden,
Right.
that will enforce that it is indeed about gardening. And of course, they talk a lot about the thumbnails on YT, that's, unlike other platforms, that is something that is so important, to have it. A lot of people are using the same generic AI made thumbnails, but you really want to make it specific to your target audience. And because it's like, they're saying how it's like going to a store and looking at the different things rather than the things just being shown to you. You choose, there might be multiple videos about a specific topic, and you're going to choose it based off that thumbnail,
Right.
and, make that with your, regarding your audience of what they would like.
Well, so you guys know I co-stream, so those who don't know in the room, but I co-stream right now. I'm streaming this on the YT. And so what I do is I'll go back to the videos I've done like in the last, because I do two a day. So I go back maybe 2 days later and I'll go into YouTube Studio on the desktop. You have to do it on your laptop desktop. And there's an AI feature there. It's like Ask Studio. And then you can actually put in a prompt. And that's what I do. I put in a prompt that asks for the thumbnails. And I have a couple different things I say in terms of teasing out the SEO, making sure that the hook is there. And I ask it to give me the thumbnails, the title, the description, as well as the hashtags and the regular tags for the back end part of it, for my video, and it does all that for me. And to your point, it knows my content, and it'll give me the timestamps too. And so it knows the content, it knows what I've done in this live stream, what I've talked about, and it'll use that prompt, and I add the video for it to scan and review, and it'll create all that for me. So it's like a what would have taken me an hour, 2 hours to do is literally taking me all of 10 minutes because of it. So just know, the technology is there now. It's there. They made it a lot easier. Obviously, if I went to that conference, I probably would have picked somebody's brain a little bit, like, what else should I be doing? What other prompts should I be using, and how to leverage it fully? But it's there for you. So it's not where you have to use a lot of your brain power to do it. The AI can help support some of that. Did they talk about
Yeah,
that?
so that AI was definitely a big topic over there. You know, some people were turned off by it, some people loved it, but it talks the big thing,
What was the turnoffs? Did they say
discussion about
anything?
AI.
Did they say
Well, just because before, what I was talking with some of the people who had been going to VidCon forever is that, you know, they used to have more topics about like comedy and about, you know, the different types of content that you create, and it was more about that. And now this year, like half the panels were all about AI, and so people were like kind of upset that it was
enough of
less
it?
about,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, because there, I remember when I went before, yeah, there were more things about how to add humor
Mm.
into your content, and how, you know, stuff about music and stuff about, you know, it was just more diverse topics. And now this is like all of this stuff about AI tips, how to streamline your thing with, you know, how to optimize your time with your own AI team, and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And it was kind of like, no, I want to learn more about the fun things, you know. But so it was very mixed, and the thoughts about AI. And the big thing about AI is that people were saying like, we want AI to do the mundane things that take you forever. You know, like, we talk a lot about brain dumps. Like, you're having an idea for just brain dump all of the things, and then AI can help you sift through all of those, you know, and using AI to even brainstorm with you, you know, using AI to do a lot of the repetitive tasks of, you know, yeah, using AI to sift through brand deals to, because you get so many scammy brand deals. You could, AI can, like, there's certain AI things that can help you understand how likely it is that they are scammy, how likely that they will work for you, and advice on how to handle certain brand deals. That was a big thing. And so yeah, that was pretty insightful to like kind of learn a lot of those tools and specific ones that will go through, you know, YT, and understand, okay, these are because, you know, we have our trending, like, oh, this says that it's trending, but, you know, it's not always the most accurate. So you could go, like, you could do very detailed things where it will literally like go through all of the videos that are in your niche and know like when people are clicking off on the videos, when people are like, so much information, like very deep dive into these. And they were talking about how like it'll take, you know, a long time to set up these things, but once you have it set up, then it's, you know, you use it over and over and over again to figure it out.
Absolutely. Wow. Wow. I'm excited, friend. Any other takeaways that you want to share with us? Some other nuggets?
I probably have a bunch of my notes, but my brain is like still like, what? You know, like it was just so much. But I definitely, you know, there's other conferences similar to this out there. This is the biggest one. I think the biggest one in the world.
Mm. Oh, wow.
Like, that talk about social media video creation.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But there's a lot of these smaller conferences are also super, because they could be more niche, you know, to specific, you know, whatever it is that it is. So
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing. I'm probably gonna make a YT videos that goes over like everything I learned that is specifically for. um, I might try to do something that's specifically for TikTokers who are wanting to expand to YT or something like that.
Mm.
So that I could just put in like a long form video that people could watch because there was just so much.
Wow. Okay. No, that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. Especially, like you said, there's a lot of people who are trying to, and we've seen it already in our agency community, where people are trying to get on the YT side of things too, and trying to figure
Hmm.
out how you can maximize your time. I mean, obviously, you know,
Yeah.
two different platforms, but I think there's some synergies, some ways you can create some efficiencies too in doing this. So you don't want to just kind of go at it haphazardly. I did kind of clunky. My approach, I don't necessarily say is the ideal way, because I think there is something to be said about respecting YouTube for being focused on SEO and being able to capitalize that on that early, and then also thinking very intentionally about your content creation, the long form, the shorts, and then obviously the live streaming too as a way to get content. So there's some thought that you need to really put into that on the front end, in my opinion. But the beauty of it is you can't always go back and fix it, and that's where I'm going back to fix things. Soda, what's your
Yeah,
take
and
on
so
it?
that's a big thing. It's do it the way that works for you, or it's not going to be done at all. You know,
That's true.
if you try to do it a certain way, but you are already at max capacity,
Right.
then you won't end up doing it at all. So it's better to do it, clunky as you say, than not do it at all.
That's fair.
Basically,
That's fair.
is what a lot of the thing that came up in regards to that.
Yeah. And honestly, that was my thought and approach to it as well, because, at the end of the day, there's only so much time, and I'm doing TikTok and YouTube for the most part. I haven't really ventured into Meta at all. So, just recognizing
Yeah, they
that.
were also talking about how that's the M word is like where you get the most amount of money.
Mm,
That is number. Everyone will agree that that's the easiest and biggest way to monetize. I am gonna go get food now,
all
but
right,
I am
then.
going to make some recap videos of a bunch of the things that I learned. So I will send those to you, and we will do another breakdown discussion sometime.
I
But
love
I
it.
highly recommend going to one of these conferences.
I love that. Thank you, Soda. Appreciate you, friend. Enjoy time with family. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that, you all. You said this was awesome. Y'all so funny. It was. It was. She is such a great person. Oh, what conference? She was at VidCon. VidCon was in Anaheim, California. She's a Cali girl, so she's out there too. And so she was there with actually the voice guru Carol West. So if you're just joining, these are people that are in my agency, and they are awesome. And so Soda and Carol were together, and they've come in the live doing this 4 o'clock hour for the past 2 days. So this is day number 3. The conference ends today. This was the last day of the conference. And so they've come in and kind of given these updates and reports. And so Carol, I don't think she was attending today's sessions. So Soda did attend, and they were giving us a recap on what they were learning, some tips and some other things that were being shared. So Soda shared quite a bit about her day, really participating in sessions focused on YouTube specifically, um, and just recognizing, the use of AI, kind of understanding some new initiatives when it came to content creation, and just being mindful of the content you're creating, so that you create opportunities for growth, that you don't pigeonhole yourself in one angle, and that you can obviously do some pivots and some changes as needed as you grow. So just really recognizing and leveraging maybe AI a little bit for that, but also not overutilizing AI for your content creation, so that it's authentic to you. It has your personality. It has some of the human elements that the AI can't necessarily replicate. So that's my takeaway. Was that a good recap? What did y'all gather? Put it in the chat. Why does you I TikTok say recapping AI YouTube tips from VidCon? Ask your content strategy questions. It's so funny, TikTok. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. So yeah, definitely on my list of places to do and, and to go. On my list of things to do. I'm excited. I was saying earlier on my YouTube when I was talking to Pals, he said that was great. I want to hear more. Yes. Um I told her, I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a point to surround myself around people where I'm learning and growing from. I'm being intentional about this. I'm not being here. I got to think at the next level. And so for me, I want to be in that space. I want to be in the space where you got people who have been doing this for years, decades, as well as people who are brand new. And I consider myself a newbie. I'm not like 5 years old in this. I'm technically a year and a half, 2 years if you want to really stretch it out. But for the most part, I'm new. And every year I'm learning and growing. Every day I'm learning and growing. So I love this. I love being stretched in this way because I'm stretched. I'm stretched, y'all. And there's some things I can do because I've been here learning, and maybe I'm a little bit more ahead of some people in the room, but at the same time I feel like I'm brand new as well. And things are changing so fast and rapidly that I want to still learn and grow. If you're a newbie, I'm a newborn. I'm a newbie, y'all. Thinking big, but you're doing so well. Thank you so much, Fred. Yes, AI is changing constantly, and we need to be updating. Absolutely, Miss D, welcome to the room. You said I want to hear more. So, I have YouTube channel, but have not really used it much or FB. Very good information. Absolutely. So we were recording this. If you want to go back and listen to the session, Misty, I think you joined the live right when she came on, so you didn't miss much. I don't think you missed much at all. So, so just know, you joined at the perfect time. And then, like I said, we are all figuring this out. And so to have people in our community that's able to come back and report this stuff and kind of share some insights, to glean your own insights from different opportunities you may be exposed to, and have the chance to kind of learn and grow from others. Obviously, I'm on the YT. I'm doing my best. I do need to go over there and maybe do a little bit more research when it comes to the content creation side. I need to create some more original content. And so that's this next when I think about 2026, I think of it in quarters. So the first quarter, second quarter, we're entering the third quarter of the year. Okay? So we're in quarter 3. I think officially it'll be July 1st. And so we're in this third quarter of the year. And so what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to do? And then as you get ready to go into the second half, what are some of the goals that you have for yourself? So how are you making sure that you're advancing and growing from that? Thank you so much. Appreciate it, friend. I love your community. Thank you so much. I love our community. I love that. I love that too. So we're people who are trying to get ahead of this thing. We understand it takes a village. Um, Not everybody is at the same level. We're all kind of figuring this out as we go. I say it all the time, like with our agency, we're about to hit 1 year, and there's people who've been doing this for about a year, and then there's some people who've done it less than that. And so we're all learning and growing from each other. And the goal is for us to continue to do this. This is not about, oh, my life isn't going the way I want to go, I gotta quit. I'm done. I don't, it's too uncomfortable for me. We are at a point in our lives that says, you know what? We see this as stepping stones. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It requires us to get started, get engaged in the process, and for us to learn and grow. And as time goes on, we're going to make improvements. We're going to make some shifts. We might do some slight pivots. Like she said, your content can take some different directions if necessary. And then ultimately, we're going to be looking at this as almost like a strategic plan. So for me, this is year 2. I'm technically into year 2 right now, recognizing that year 1 was all about my fundamental, just getting things set up and going. This year two is about growth and me getting better and improving things. Year 3 is going to have its own set of challenges, but also opportunities. And so I'm looking at this as 5 years out. Like, where do I see myself 5 years from now? And what does that mean for me in terms of taking advantage of different opportunities, improving where I'm at, and also adding some new things that maybe I didn't even think was out there. All things, there's so many different possibilities. It's not easy. Been going live every day this week. I am hanging in there. There we go. You say, I love how you teach us each every day. Exactly. I will say this. I know I go live twice a day, and that took some time. And there's some days I kid you not. So there's some days I'm not like really feeling it, but when I come here, I love that I've done it. I love and appreciate that I showed up. So I can say that much. It's not about necessarily, not doing it and feeling like exhausted and sluggish and stuff. I love that I come here because I have a chance to connect with you. You said that's me. Yeah. So what I tell myself is that, hey, first of all, you're going to appreciate that you did it. Second of all, you can make sure you do enough. You don't have to do above and beyond. So for me, sometimes I have that moment where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do just enough. And then we'll see about the future. But even when I say I'm gonna do just enough, I do a little bit more because I'm like, I'm here. I might as well. I'm excited. I appreciate connecting with you all. And so it becomes such a rewarding experience that, I miss it when I'm not doing it. So I do have some travel I'm doing in the month of July. So I'm gonna miss y'all a little bit because I am going to do maybe 1 or 2 days where I only could go one time a day as opposed to twice. So I'm still trying to figure out what my schedule will look like. Next week is one of those days I'm going. Behavior Talks and me and I are going to be in Detroit together. Not at the not in the not intentionally, but it just so happened we're gonna be hanging out with some friends, different groups of friends. You say yes, Doc. We're gonna be hanging out with some friends at the concert. So we just so happen we found out we're going to the same concert, different days, but we'll be there in the same place. Dr. Lisa, you are passionate, you are ahead of the game. Thank you for your encouragement. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm trying my best, guys. I know it's not easy, and I know we have so many different priorities, and we have people who are probably around us saying, "Why are you doing that? What's the end game here? What is this all about?" And if you're surrounding yourself around those people, first of all, I would say maybe surround yourself around different people who are going to give you a counter perspective, kind of like what you just got here with soda, and making sure that we're thinking above and beyond our current state. We want to think big. We want to think bigger than what we ever imagined. But also, I would say at the end of the day, move quietly sometimes too. I think there's something to be said about how do you get your foundation going, get things going in a way that you feel comfortable with, and to a point where you feel comfortable talking about it. And so for me, there's still people right now to this day. I kid y'all not. Y'all see me here twice a day. There's still people in my prior life, because that's not me no more, that don't know I do this. Now, granted, some of those people I just ain't talked to. I ain't had time to talk to them. So I'm doing this twice a day, so I don't have time to talk to them, and they were part of my past. But there are still people in my life that don't know I do this. Now, the people who know, they know, and they know I'm serious about it. Even the friends I'm going to be traveling with next week, they know I do this, and they know I'm serious about it. This is my job, my passion, and I love every bit of it. So, but with that being said, there's people in my life that I haven't told intentionally, and I don't want them to have me having second thoughts about what I'm doing and how I'm showing up. And what does this mean for me? And especially when I was in the very early stages of this. You said same here. Yeah, yeah. In the early stages of this, I was like, you know what? I don't need them to derail me, because they're going to say, well, what's that about? Why are you doing that? Oh, that's a waste of time. Oh, that's funny. That's cute. you know, Nobody has time for that. I'm not even trying to hear that. Now, what I will hear is people who are going to give me strategy, people who are going to give me insights, people who are going to help me grow and help me figure out some of the do's and don'ts, and hopefully I don't have pitfalls that maybe they've experienced. Amen. Me too. I'm grown. I heard that. And so just being in that mindset is so important. You gotta think strategically about how you are moving, and making sure people who are around you understand that you are on a different trajectory, and how can they support or get out the way. Okay? You said I have to remind myself to stay focused and keep my eyes on the ball. That's it. That's it. This is exactly how I think about this. You know, for the longest, and I tell you, if you navigating right, yes. And if you got teenagers and young adults in your household, be careful of them in particular. Be careful of them because they will talk about you and have you thinking you all out of pocket for being in this space. And so again, making sure you're surrounding yourself around people who are going to uplift you. For the longest, I didn't talk to my daughter about this. She knew I was doing it, obviously. She knew it. She was in college. And so, but now she knows this. She's like, this is you. This is what you're doing. Okay, I see you. And then she'd be like, can I get some money? I was like, oh, now you want my TikTok money, huh? uh, louder for us at the back. I love that. But just keep in mind, you got to be careful about who you're surrounding yourself with, and don't let people make you feel like you can't do it. I don't agree with that. That was the best word of advice I've heard going through the same thing. You are right. I love that. But yeah, yeah, be careful, friends. I don't want you guys to get caught up and all of a sudden you're stopping. Okay. We're all connected in the chat and I am loving this, everyone. Yes. Yeah, I don't want you guys to stop. And it's easy to feel exhausted, tired. It stretches you. You're gonna get stretched in a way that you're like, oh, okay, this is different. This feels a little uncomfortable. I've never done this. It's awkward, you know, and what has happened is that, you know, we were talking about AI, but what I teach here in the past couple of days is like letting the AI help you essentially in your early stages. It doesn't have to help you forever, but in these early stages, it's sophisticated enough that it could be a really great tool for helping you understand your talking points, you know, your topics, your keywords, the target audience you're trying to attract, and then ultimately your outline, your script, all those things you can use it for in a way that it doesn't have to be your end all be all, but at least gets you started. And then you can decide where you want to take it. So for me, I don't necessarily use the AI for this necessarily. You'll see me use it. I'll use it for like maybe working through my board messaging, maybe having an idea of some things I want to talk about in my life. I may get ideas from the agency stuff. Like this came from the agency conversations that was being had. And so I knew I needed to bring this here, but how did I bring it in a way that made sense for the room? And so you can do AI for that. But just recognize over time you're going to get your own rhythm. You're going to understand how to leverage things. And then maybe you don't use it as much. Or maybe you do. It's up to you. Doesn't a saying go, Rome wasn't built in a day? I love that. That's it. That is a saying. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. It does take time. Let me hear this. You said I posted a video today about being talked out of being a photographer. You eventually became a photographer. Wow, Wani. Oh, wow. That's real. Yeah, you have people who will come in and crush dreams and like snatch it from you, like to the point where you're like, well, wait a minute, I really was supposed to be doing that. Where, how did I get here? And so be careful. Be careful who you surround yourself with around. Doesn't it say, let's see, can't and but and what if is not part of my vocabulary. I love that. You said that's how we grow. That is, that is. I will say that my 18-year-old is my motivator. She asked to be my moderator. Love that. Love that for you. I love that, friend. Seriously, that is beautiful that she's in supporting you to the nth degree. Now, I will say, since then, my daughter, she's about to be 21. My two boys, they're my bonus boys. They're about to be 21 and 22 also. So they're the same age group. And then my husband and I, second marriage, we got the 6-year-old. The older ones have seen the evolution of this and they're in it. They're all in. They're good. So I don't have the same little like side eye I was getting from them previously. Now they're like, oh, well, no, she's doing this. Oh, and so my one of my boys, he's my intern for the summer. So he's helping me with the whole YouTube project that I said I have to go back and fix my thumbnails and how I'm using that to help with updating those videos. That's his project for the summer. So he's helping me with that. And so just recognizing that I've gotten them along because I've stayed at it. Like they realize, hey, this is what she's doing. We gonna shut up and get out our way, or else. And so just know that that's where you want to get your family to that point. Thank you so much, Ebony. I appreciate you all. Thank you all. We are playing what is that? Let me know, friend. Algorithm racism. Hey, friend. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Um, Black man. What happened, friend? Let me know what you mean by that. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the support. It's amazing. Oh, I love that. Oh yeah. Thank you, friends. I appreciate the support. Yeah, um so just keep that in mind. I don't want you guys to feel like you can't do it. I know it's hard, and we're gonna keep talking about this. Thank you. Got some motivation in. I know that's right, friend. I like that idea. I may ask my granddaughter to help me. Yes. Yeah, these kids can do this quickly. I said 10 minutes for me to do crank out my little videos and stuff. He do it in like 3. So I was like, oh, okay, I see you. But just recognize, just ask them to help and understand that this is something you're doing for your social media presence. And Love Petals, thank you so much for the hand art. I know you have, hey, Miss K Latte, you have a brick and mortar business. You're in person, but then you're trying to expand to the social media spaces too. So they see you as I'm sure they look up to you because they're like, grandma is really doing her thing. And so they can definitely support the expansion of you in a digital space too. So definitely leverage them as much as you can because they get it, they understand it, and it comes quickly for them. Whereas for us, it's a learning curve, and I recognize and respect that. They came out of the womb saying computer social. Seriously, you ain't that. I mean, really, my little guy, he's already doing stuff, and he's so cute because he has, and I joke about this, but he has a different mom than what my 21-year-old has. Her version of me and me as her mother is totally different. She saw me as the working professional. She was with me when I was working on my PhD. So she saw that version of her mom, which, to a certain extent is still me in terms of my work ethic and how I operate and stuff. But he sees me from this perspective, and he's like, "Hey, how was your live, mommy? You about to go do your live now?" So that's the version he gets. He's seeing this, and he'll be brushing his teeth in the mirror and talking to his audience as he's doing his live. So he's actually already pretending what it means to be on, talking to your audience on camera. He said that's so cute. It is super cute. When I saw him, I was like, oh, that's so cute. But yeah, he will be the next Dr. Lisa. He might be. We never know. But he's social. He's already coming, like you said, out the womb, just really social, computer savvy, really bright little boy. And so for him, he's like, hey, I need to talk. I need to communicate. This is what my mom does. This is how we talk to other people. It's okay to talk to yourself as you look at yourself in the mirror or in the camera, So, so you can do it. So just know those young people can help you too. Yeah, that's real. I love it. So let me know if there's questions. I have about 10 more minutes before I jump off the live. So we got about 10 more minutes before we have to head off. We're going to check our stats. Yes, it's okay. Absolutely. Absolutely, y'all. Let me charge my phone. I'm trying to make my phone not the reason I got to get off. So let's see. We're gonna check real quick the community. I'm gonna recap my things not to say and not to do. If you are in the room, feel free to come in. Also ask questions, especially my newbies in the agency. I don't get to your live all the time. If there's anything that is top of mind, something you are like, Doc, how do you do this? Doc, I wanted to know this thing. Let me know. Let me know so we can get so we can I can answer questions for you. As long as people are responding in chat or on live. I love that's right. Yep. So you said as long as they're responding, it's okay, huh? Let's see, friends. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. I think we're gonna be close to being checking off a lot of those boxes. Let's see, what do we need still? Um we just got our 240 minutes, which is awesome. We have 144 gifters we needed, and we have 122. So we're 22 shy of it. We can do it, y'all. Let's see. I'm gonna put viewer wishes back up. Thank you so much. If you're in the room, if you haven't sent your daily heart me or sent some type of support to the room, we're looking to get. Let's see if we can get 22 more. Still 22. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all coming in. If you haven't sent your heart me too, my new friends in the room, this is a great time to do it. Thank you, Wani. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all supporting. Okay, we need 20 more. Miss K Latte, appreciate you all. You guys are awesome. So we are trying to achieve these goals. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the glasses. Look at you, friend. Thank you all for supporting. You guys are awesome. Um, Thank you very much. So, question sent. I missed the question. Hold on. Let me see. Question sent. What was the question, Doc? Let's see, friend. Have you talked about other ways to ensure being consistent, especially for career persons? Let me understand the question. So you're saying if you have a 9 to 5, so someone who has a 9 to 5, how do you stay consistent as you do your day job and come here and do your live or your content creation? Is that what you're saying? Say yes or no. Exactly. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I recap that question correctly. So, some of the things I tell people and just it's not easy. Let me say that first and foremost. Oh, reach level 18. Golf to grill, welcome, friend. Great question. And it's not easy. I'm not going to profess that it is. MB, welcome to the room. Thank you for the balls. Thank you guys for supporting. I appreciate the support. We are trying to get these goals, checking these boxes for TikTok and for the room. It still says 20 that is still needed. It says 144 and we got 124. So I guess it's based on newbies, new people in the room. If you haven't done any of the live goals or any of the daily heartbeat and stuff. So it's tracking that type of engagement. So I appreciate you all support though. That's what we need. We need support. So to answer your question, let me kind of break down. First of all, I tell people TikTok streets don't go to sleep. And we know that. When I started this process, I was working. I was working full time. What I did, and I'm not telling you you have the I don't know what your job is. I don't know what the flexibility. Um, but what I would do when I was first starting off, even the calls, the theater sessions, public speaking, engagement, etc. Um, which what do you mean in terms of that's your day job stuff, or is that stuff you want to do here? Thank you, Fran. Appreciate the confetti. Thank you all for the gift, and I appreciate it. Uh, I don't know what that meant. Let me know what that meant. But what I would do in the beginning is that I had Miss Dawn, hi friend. I had the ability to manage my schedule. So that was a little bit more of my work day and my kind of a privilege. So I outlined it. I would carve out time on my calendar that I could do my live stream. So that was kind of first and foremost. When I was starting off in January of 2025, my work day would end by 4 o'clock. I was more or less done, unless there was like a meeting or something else that would pop up. And I made that my live time because I was able to move things out. Family medicine, my specialty test. Okay, medic also okay, also on TikTok. That's good. That's good listening. That's good. That's good that your profession and your content creation is aligned. So that's easier for you to talk about, as opposed to somebody who has to kind of go into a totally different passion genre, something else that you're doing. So that's good. Thank you so much. Appreciate the gift and friends. And so when it comes to how you can think about your scheduling, that's going to be important. So if you can carve out time, that's kind of a gift and a privilege. If you're able to do this, carve out time so that you can say through maybe the 9 to 5 day that I'm going to utilize this time for my content creation, my live stream, whatever the case may be. So 4 o'clock became my time because I was working from home. I've been working from home pretty much. I went back to the campus life for about 2 years after COVID, and then by 2022, I was working from home. So, and I had shifted from the campus life into another position. I was one of those people that you had that mass exodus of people leaving the 9 to 5 and the traditional work environment. I was one of those that ultimately did it too. And so with that, 4 o'clock became a sweet time for me because I didn't have to get to my son. He was at daycare. My husband would pick him up. I was the drop off in the morning. He was the pickup. And that was kind of how we still operate that way. And he would come home, my husband would come home and he works in a K-12 system. So he was doing his morning walk, his evening walk. He would, do his little activities, go to the gym and stuff. And I was still kind of working. So my time at from 4 to 6, for the most part, they were already used to me kind of being at work and doing my work stuff here in the office space, and they didn't bother me. So that then became my live stream time. And so even right now, they don't bother me because they know this is my live stream time. And so I was able to carve that time out. And then also respecting that my family, I wasn't taking too much time from them because they were doing their thing. My husband would go pick up my son and he would kind of make sure he would get his evening snack before I came down. If I didn't have something prepared for dinner, he would make sure there was something that was cooked for him. And so recognizing that's how we operate, and to this day, that's kind of how we still operate. I mean, there's nothing really changing for them or for me. um, when everything's said and done, I would also, when I was doing that, I would tend to my son, kind of like what I do now. I would go down there, and I'm going to get off shortly, but I would go and kind of hang out with him and my husband and stuff. But the 9 o'clock hour from 9 to 11 p.m., and this is before the agency, y'all, became kind of a time for me because my son was put to bed. And it became a time for me to then do some projects for my content creation or visiting other live streams. So that was kind of how I operated. And to this day I still kind of do that. That's when y'all see me out in the TikTok streets, you know. So think about what works for you when it comes to how do you schedule, how do you create time, carve out time. If you're a late night person, I was just talking, I met with Janae, and essentially I was kind of tickled because I was like, I come to her live sometimes at 1 o'clock in the morning because I'm up late. And she does the music live, and she's performing and stuff, or I'm sorry, she's playing the different music, house music, soul, R&B, and funk music and stuff. And so I'm sitting there jamming, doing my projects, and doing some other work because I have some administrative tasks I need to do. And so at the end of the day, my schedule shift a little bit, but I tell people all the time, the TikTok streets don't close. The YouTube streets don't close. The social media space don't close. So you decide what makes sense for your schedule and how you can carve out time to do it. Thank you. So many hours of sleep do you get? How many hours of sleep do I get? It depends the day. There's days, and you guys, there's times when they don't see me because I'm like, I'm going to bed. I crash and I'm like, I'm in bed by like 10 o'clock. So there's times you don't see me. But for the most part, I've operated anyway on most days where I'm going to bed anywhere between like 12:30 and I wake up around 6:45, 7 o'clock for my son and take him to, his summer camp or to school and stuff. And so my day starts that early. And then, so yeah, so I've been operating that way for some time though. And that's not TikTok, that's before TikTok. So I don't, it's interesting. People's like, oh, do you rest? Do you rest? I was like, I've been doing this for like easily, 10 years or so. So that's just how I operate. But yeah, so I do get rest. I do take days off and just kind of make sure I get to bed and do what I need to do. Thanks for sharing. You're helping me organize. Okay, awesome, awesome. Hopefully that's helpful. I don't want you guys to pick up any bad habits that I may have out there. I appreciate it. You're welcome, friend. Yeah, I don't want you to pick up any of my bad habits, but at the end of the day, that's the way I've looked at it. So when you think about now, obviously, I do my 10 a.m., I do my 4 p.m. Live streams. In between that, I'm probably meeting with people. I may be answering some inbox messages, doing some other little projects and stuff. Also, there's also stuff I have to do around the house and things I need to take care of for my personal life and stuff. And so I'm typically busy. If I have time, I'll be out in the TikTok streets and stuff. I try my best to connect with other creators, go to their lives and connect and stuff. And so with that, I'm usually, in all fairness, I treat this like a 9 to 5. And I think if anybody tells you not to, especially if you're doing it full time, you got to treat it like a 9 to 5 in that way. So if you're doing it part time, if you're doing it just as a hobby, then that's fine. You should probably allocate about 2 to 3 hours doing it, just so that you can say I did some content creation, I engaged with other people's content as well, and went to some live streams, and I did my own thing, my own live stream, or whatever the case may be. And so give yourself at least 2, 3 hours as you're growing to really make this make sense for you. And then you can decide if you want to expand and offer more time to it. Okay. But early on, I was probably on average giving myself easily 3 hours in the beginning, maybe 4 hours. Yeah, like I said, 9 to 11 was like a social media time I was doing for easily like the first 6 months or so. And then once I added the live streams, it became 4 to 5. And then I started doing the 10 to 4, the 10 o'clock and the 4 o'clock. 10 o'clock for a long time wasn't 2 hours. 10 o'clock was probably like a good hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe a 90-minute live if I got that. It was not as long as the 4 o'clock. The 4 o'clock was always around 90 minutes to 2 hours. Yeah. So great. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hopefully that was helpful, you all. I know we're all trying to figure this out. How do we fit it in? And like I said, the TikTok streets don't sleep. So you decide where do you fit this in a way that makes sense for you. And as you're growing into this, but it's possible. I think it's where, no one really talks about all the different things that you can do and how you can grow. And as much as you can be intentional about engaging in the process, you'll figure out what works for you. Okay. Hey y'all, how you doing, Nora? Thank you so much for being here. Others coming in, I appreciate you all being here. Let me know if you have questions. I'm gonna get off shortly. Let me do a final check to see where we're at. Appreciate you. Thank you, Princess. You're so sweet. Others coming in, let me know if there's any last minute questions. We thank you so much for that daily heart me. We have 144 goal for gifters. That's the last thing to check off the box. We got 127. 127. We're close. I don't know if we're gonna make it before I get off. But I appreciate you all. We'll see. I am technically, thank you, Fred. I'm technically supposed to come back at 9 o'clock. I'm supposed to be doing a battle. I'm not sure if my opponent is showing up, and my opponent seems to be a new creator. So I don't know how we got paired. I'm sure my opponent's like, what the heck? How did this happen? Because my opponent has less than 1,000 followers, and but we'll see, because ideally it's not my regular time, so it's definitely not going to be a full group of folks in a room. So we should have a fun time just chatting and stuff. So I may be back during the 9 o'clock hour just to make sure I show up and support the other creator with coming on. And I don't battle a lot, so I'll keep you guys posted. I'll share it out and stuff once I come on. But I thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate all the support. I have power ups about to expire in 16 hours. Oh, okay. Are you around 9 o'clock, Mrs. Treetop? Who else has power ups for me? Let me see. Anybody in the room that has power ups besides Jana? Do you have did your power ups expire? I think you mentioned some that were gonna expire. Anybody else? Me. Did they, what time, how many hours before they expire? Or did they already? I know you had some that might have expired already. My power has expired yesterday. Swanee, you had some. So yeah, I think Jana, you might have some that expired already too. 16 hours. Okay, so you have some with Miss Treetop then. Okay. Do you guys mind coming back at 9? If you're not available, totally understand. Totally understand. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm going to a party, but I can't set an alarm to come. But you can't set an alarm to come help you. All right, appreciate it, friend. Okay, I can. Gotcha. All right, I'll share it out. I'll share it out. I'll probably come live around 8:50 or so, 8:45, 8:50, just to say I'm here. We're supposed to battle. Let me see what the exact time is. It says 2 hours and 24 minutes. I think we're supposed to battle. What does that mean? Right at 9 o'clock? It might be not right at 9 o'clock if I do the math correctly. How do you know if you have power ups? I will come tap. Okay, perfect. Let me show you where they will be at. All the best. I'm going to be in church time. Okay, thank you, friend. I appreciate you being here though. Thank you so much. So if you click your gift box, click that gift box. And right here says gifts, interactive, exclusive. And then right here, that little box there are power ups. I got some more votes that came in. 40. So there are some power ups here. These are for someone else's room. If it's grayed out, it's not for that room that you're in. So this is the agency page. It's not for, I don't know. I think this might be for I don't know who is this. I have to look. Black Lotus maybe. Um, so when everything's said and done, you'll have power ups that are sitting there. Power ups look like there are different types. So it will be like this is a hammer. I'm sorry, boxing gloves. That's a hammer. That is a lightning bolt for a 2-seat and a lightning bolt for a 3-seat. So you'll have people who are little boxes, and those boxes represent what seat they're in. So it's 3 boxes that will sit there. And so you'll have different people coming in to support the live stream, and because of that, they're in different boxes for you. So let me know if there's any questions, friends. I appreciate you all. I'm gonna get off. Okay, yeah, that's what happens. I'm gonna get off now. So I appreciate the support. Like I said, I am supposed to be scheduled for this battle. This is part of Match Mania. Anybody else doing Match Mania battles? How do you pause the live? Oh, when you're live, you see where the arrow is for you all. There's 3 dots for me. If I click those 3 dots at the top, there's a little pause symbol. You'll see it all the way at the top of the banner under that screen. So 3 dots in the right corner. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. Yep. Missy, you said yep, as in what? You do have Matchmania? Are you participating? Mrs. Treetop, are you participating in Matchmania? Thanks. You're welcome, friend. Anybody else? Soda. Hey, friend. Soda, you participate in Matchmania? Anybody else? Thank you for explaining power ups. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. Do you have a match? When is your match? I have one for tonight, and I have somebody who has like less than 1,000 followers. So I know they're like, how the heck did they get me? I'm like, how did they get me too? um, I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Go back and check. Okay, yeah. No, but they put you in a match. Yeah. Wow. I have big feelings about it. What you mean? Are you doing it? When is your match? In almost an hour. Oh, you have a match that's coming up. What time is that? Almost an hour for me would be 7:30. 7:30? No, 2 hours. 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. My match is at 9. So if yours is like 8 or 8:30, that's good. Let me check. Okay. So I'll swing by your match first. Um, TikTok be doing the most. They do. They do. 5:30 my time. 8:30 mine. Okay. I'll pop by yours first then. So you have an 8:30 match. Put it out there for the group to know. I guess I should do the same, but like I said, I wasn't gonna stress about it. Hey Jose, how are you doing, friend? Yeah, I wasn't gonna stress about it because it's not really. I should stop underestimating this person, huh? Y'all act like I'm acting like I battle all the time. I don't battle all the time. So this person might be battling all the time, and I just don't know it. So I need to stop acting that way. But I didn't see it as a big match, but we'll see. I wasn't paying attention to it. Um, hey Jose, hello friend. So thank you so much, everybody. So Soda, you're 8:30. She's having a match at 8:30. Definitely connect with her. You got this. Thank you, friend. I just peeked and saw my opponent. I think he's farming for power ups. Oh, really? You should be doing some power up matches too. Are you gonna go live? What time you going live? Yeah, you should be considering your power ups also. And let us know if you go live. Anybody else? Who's going live tonight? Anybody else going live? Put it in the chat. So, and I don't think we got power ups for you neither, do we? We probably should do at least one. Anybody else going live tonight? Put your time, topic, and time zone. Probably 30 minutes before. Okay, okay. Me shoppable though. Okay. Lottie Dottie, welcome to the room, friend. I'm going live at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Um, and your topic, friend, what you do? You're doing you do the gospel songs. I think that's what you're mainly doing in your live. I'm going tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific time. Missy, what time zone are you? Are you Eastern or Central or West Coast? I gotta stop by and check on you. I think your live comes on at a time I'm not. I need to be floating worship, prayer, testimonial, Eastern. Okay, okay. So I'll try to pop in on yours too. All right, my dear friends, I appreciate everybody who came through. Thank you so much for coming through and supporting. Let me know if there's any last minute questions. And collect your points, your level up points. Yay. Collect your level up points. Um, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, tapping, commenting, stickers, and all the gifting. I appreciate you all so much. See you later. Thank you so much, friends. I appreciate y'all coming through. Remember, practice makes progress. All right. We are not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to go live. All right. Take care, friends. Bye bye. My YT friends, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you all joining. Thank you all for the support. Again, practice makes progress. I talk to y'all later. See you later. All right. Take care. Bye bye.